Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Paul Tremlin. Thank you for joining me today. I'm the creator of The Pursuit, a short documentary series that follows Hayden Juenger and his pursuit of Major League Baseball, and really the reason why he's pursuing it in the first place. A story about faith and hope and trusting in God during some of the most unknown moments of Hayden's life. And so, really excited for today's episode. You're going to learn a lot about the behind the scenes of how the whole series came to be, the inspiration behind it, but then also you get to hear from Hayden himself, all the way from Everett, Washington, what some of his favorite moments were during production of this series. I also get to share some of my favorite moments as well. Thank you so much for being a part of this series. We've had tens of thousands of views on all of our platforms, which is tremendous. We've had great feedback from everybody being inspired and sending encouragement to Hayden to continue to be an inspiration and a role model to young athletes who are playing sports at the highest level, but also staying true to their foundation of faith. So I hope you enjoy this series. I hope you enjoy this episode, this behind the scenes look. Now let's go to the interview with Hayden Eagle. All right, everyone. So welcome to the interview. I'm here with Hayden Juenger, live from Everett, Washington, on the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest, and just super excited to talk a little bit through the pursuit and the behind the scenes, some of the funny stories, the inspiration behind it. And then we'll also just talk with Hayden a little bit about his professional debut and just what he's looking forward to in professional baseball. So Hayden, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember you were in the building. You had just got done with your junior season at Missouri State, and you were working out in train performance. And I saw you over there, and I just got done with the staff meeting. And in my head, I was thinking, oh, that's cool. Hayden's back. And then I went to media mode, which was, you know what, maybe I can capture a few quick shots, just some pictures of him working out, because you're wearing a train performance shirt. And I was like, oh, that'd be great for train performance. And of course, a couple pictures turned into a couple of quick clips. And then it wasn't long. I think it might've been 24 hours after that day, you and I ended up having lunch at Qdoba, and we sat down and we're like, we're making a series. We're making a documentary series on your pursuit of being drafted in Major League Baseball's first player draft. So what did you think at first when we had that discussion of we're going to make this into a series? What was your first thought?
Honestly, I had no idea what was going to happen. I was just, you kind of came with me the idea. Like you said, I remember working out and I just want to take a few quick pictures, and I was like, all right, cool. And then, like you said, 24 hours later, slept on it, and we're turning it into a series. And you showed me all the videos you had seen in the past and how you wanted to kind of work around it. And for me, I thought it was a great experience, great opportunity to do it. So I was all in for it.
Yeah, right at that point, momentum was pretty much almost through their series on the fence. And just watching that series, I was like, I want to do something like that. And I want to be able to capture someone's story going through that kind of an experience. And you just happened to fit the mold when it came to that story. So I want you to share with me, what was your most memorable moment during our production of The Pursuit?
I would say most memorable was probably being in Pure Marquette State Park, just shooting the first video clip. I really enjoyed that one. Probably the funniest clip was probably when it was 105 degrees outside and I was reading with a blanket over my head in my truck, but that wasn't necessarily the best moment, but it was probably the funniest moment.
Absolutely. We're going to actually go ahead and play that clip right now. All right, so we're doing a little bit of voiceover work right now. I got Hayden mic'd up.
What's going on?
It's 100 degrees outside. And he's in the blanket. There he is. Show him what you got in there. You got your script.
Yeah.
So he's got a script in there. And he's going to read. He's got to have his light on. So
There he is, and they're
Yeah,
hiding.
I'm up in here.
So the reason why he's in there is because we're trying to, this is what happens when you're doing a spec project, when you're doing a passion project, and there's $0 in the budget. You have to make your own studio and do voiceover work in the best possible place. So Hayden's gonna kill it right now. Let's go.
How long do you think we were in your truck? 15 minutes? 20?
I was gonna say probably 15, 20 minutes. I mean, we ran the AC twice? Like just try to keep it cool. We started the truck, turn it off.
It was hot in that truck.
Keep it cool.
But it nailed the first 15, 20 seconds of episode 1. That's what we were recording.
Yes.
It was the monologue to explain what the Major League Baseball draft, what it was for those who might not know what it was. So it was totally worth it. And yeah, Pure Marquette, for me personally, was one of my most memorable ones too, because, that was our first scene together. We were going to be going during golden hour shoot. Everything was going to be perfect. Like the sunset was going to be perfect. We were going to go up and get our faith moment that ends episode 1, where you confront a little bit of, okay, there's going to be some anxiousness in this process. So what do I go to? What's my foundation in? And that's where you shared your kind of life verse with Jeremiah 29:11. And it was just an incredible scene. But to get to there, people don't realize we had some pretty incredible plans, and we ended up not being able to execute a lot of those. Number one was I was going to use a drone to fly up Scenic Drive as he was driving his truck. And as we're driving up Scenic Drive and I have everything going, the drone's flying, Hayden looks over at me and he goes, "Man, you must be a pretty good drone pilot, right? You must know what you're doing."
All right, here we are, a little behind the scenes of the pursuit. We are at Pure Marquette State Park right now, and let's just say that our shoot tonight has not gone according to plan whatsoever. I decided to throw the drone up in the sky. We got to find the drone. I'm praying.
Lost a drone, but the scene turned out incredible. It was one of the most impactful moments of the series by far. One of the other most memorable moments for me was when we were in the room. You were getting calls during round 6 of day 2 of the draft. We had kind of set up some scenes. We planned out some bullpens. We planned out the Pure Marquette scene. You don't plan nothing out on draft day. And so for me, behind the camera, being in those kind of intimate moments with you, to see the raw emotion coming from you was unbelievable. And it was a whirlwind. So talk about that whirlwind of emotions while you were going through those phone calls on day 2 of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where, looking back at it now that it's happened, I've had some time to reflect. That was probably 20, 25 minutes of different phone calls with different people, 2 teams, my agent, just not knowing what was going to happen, knowing I was probably going to get picked, but had no idea by who. And then kind of getting some closure, and then boom, the complete opposite happens. And then, just like I said, the raw emotion, just knowing all my hard work and dedication of what I've wanted to do my whole life had paid off, that, somebody was going to give me a chance, and just let it come out. And the next thing everybody finds out and place goes crazy. But
the room erupted.
It was 20 minutes. It felt like a century. I'm not going to lie. Time slowed down really fast during those 20 minutes.
It ended up working out, and you ended up getting drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays. You were the 182nd pick in the 6th round with the Blue Jays. And I know so many people are so proud of you. At the very end of this, we'll actually go ahead and share some of the feedback from some of the fans that have watched this show and different people who've been really inspired by your story. What I want to do is go ahead and dive now into professional baseball, because you are a professional baseball player. So my first question to you is going to be this. Walk us through how God used the draft to put you in the position you are right now.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I feel like, a lot of it, like I said, have had, this has been my second full week of pro ball now, or I guess fourth full week, but second full week of playing. And I feel like, it's meant to be where I'm supposed to be, like if some other team would, I feel like I'm supposed to be with the Toronto Blue Jays and was supposed to, go to Florida for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, hey, now you're going to Vancouver. But then, with COVID, we're not in Vancouver. We're in Hillsborough, sharing a field with the Arizona Diamondbacks high A team. And it's just, a whole lot of, just things you have to adjust to. And for me, like, it makes me the adjustments a little bit easier.
Yeah, knowing that God's will is being lived out in your life right now. Like, you ended up with the right team. Even going back to your college career, your final season, the biggest, I think, note that everyone had on you, or the biggest question was, why only 20 something innings? And, I know for you that probably there was a lot of uncertainty in that, and a lot of maybe fear that might impact your draft status. But ultimately, you are so fresh right now. You are such in a good place to compete at a high level. Your arm is healthy. And then you got with a team where you're one of the only guys right now that's competing well as a pitcher. And you're the first guy, if, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're, the only pitcher that was drafted to get up to high A. And now, you're competing with the Vancouver Canadians. So, that's incredible. We don't understand sometimes why things happen the way they do, but if you just have faith and trust, you start to see the little bit of that picture happening and coming to life. So congratulations, by the way. You have made your professional debut. So walk us through just your excitement going into that debut.
Found out I was going to throw on Thursday, told my family, hey, I'm going to throw on Thursday. Can you guys come up here? And they were able to fly out. So that was nice having them there. But the first 2 days I was, wasn't really nervous, just kind of going. I was like, it didn't really hit me like I was a professional baseball player. And then honestly, like, there were some nerves at the beginning when I woke up on Thursday. But for me, it was baseball, relax, pitch, and, ended up punching out 2 guys and got a kid to fly out. Got to fly out to right. So for me, it was a very, pro debut. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
What are you looking forward to the rest of the season this year?
Yeah, and we got, after today's game, we'll have 5 weeks left. So relatively going pretty quick here. And I would say just, wanting to improve. I've already pitched again and give up my first couple of runs. So we got that out of the way now. So it's just kind of just playing baseball and continuing to improve and see, just pick other guys' brains, the guys that have been here for a while and they're having success. So, ask them how they got to have their success and just continue to, like I said, constantly improve and climb all the way up the ladder to, whether it's finish out the year at high A and then go back to spring training and, see where I can start next year.
We're going to go ahead and finish up with some of the fan comments that have come in with season 1 of the Pursuit. And so I want to share a few of those for Hayden, just to give him a little extra encouragement right now, and to also let him know that your story matters and your story is inspiring people. So this story needs to continue. As long as you're pursuing this dream, your story needs to continue being shared to others. So we're going to go ahead and start off with one. This is going to start off with Miss Stephanie. It says, I'm pretty sure I've shed more than a tear watching this series. Hayden Juenger, I cannot wait to see the bigger picture that you create, because it's going to be amazing. Tom writes, very emotional seeing someone you love get his dream come true. And I just want to thank the Lord for giving him the opportunity and the platform to serve him. CD Samuel says, so excited and proud for you. You are an inspiration to so many and such a good role model for so many. Stay humble and true to who you are. Cannot wait to watch your next chapter. Congratulations. I think that individual is referring to season 2, season 2 of The Pursuit down in Florida, 2022, coming to a theater near you. All right. Ryan Malin. If I butchered that, Ryan, I'm sorry. So Ryan says, congratulations, man. Keep living your life for God every single day. So inspired by you. last but not least is from Ashlyn. She says, wow, I just cried watching how Paul Tremlin was able to capture Hayden's amazing accomplishments. I am inspired and empowered by his amazing grit. He would say God deserves all the glory, and so he does. Hayden, people are about to start knowing how to pronounce your last name. Hayden Juenger, right? It's Juenger?
Yeah, something like that.
It's something like that. I heard that the
Something like that.
broadcasters during your debut were kind of like doing that routine, right? They kept calling you Juenger, and then at some point it turned, I believe. They flipped it and they started saying Yinger. So did you hear that story? Did you get that too?
No, actually, I didn't know about that. Now that you said, that's the first time I've heard of it. I do know the radio guy. He came down, and I was walking out to the field for BP, and I'm the new guy. So everybody comes up to me, and he introduces himself to me, and I tell him, he's like, "How's your name?" And I tell him, I said Yinger, and he's like, "Okay, I got it." And so if that did happen, it's funny, but yes, no, they got it now. I told him to pronounce, almost like take away the spelling and just put like YING-ER. Like that's kind of just how you need to pronounce it.
Yep. I saw that on Twitter. They actually did that on Twitter. That was pretty funny. First of all, for everyone watching this, if you stayed through this long, thank you so much. You are one of the thousands of people who have enjoyed the pursuit, and we look forward to just creating more. If you haven't seen this series, you can find this series on social media. So you can go to Hayden Juenger's profile and you can find it on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's called The Pursuit. There's 3 episodes for season 1. And before we wrap up, I want to go ahead and ask Hayden if he has any final remarks.
I just want to say thank you to you for putting this together. It was a great little documentary series. I enjoyed watching it. I actually watched it back a full, like no stoppage, like all 3 episodes in a row, and just like looking back and capturing those moments, it was really cool. Kind of gives me a nice little memory of, I guess you could say, the last month and a half of my non-professional career and just all the memories I made along the way before like the big day. So it was awesome.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Yeah, you're very welcome. It's been a blast, and it's going to open a lot of doors. It's going to open up a lot of doors, not just for you, but for other athletes too, to be a little bit more bold and use the power of film, use the power of social media to get their story out, to why they're pursuing the things they're pursuing in their lives. So, all right, Hayden, thanks for joining us from Vancouver. And, I'm sorry, you're in Everett. Thank you for joining us in Everett, Washington. And safe travels to you. And we will see you when you get back home for the off season.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining this episode. If you've made it this far, rock on. Way to go. You're awesome. Thank you so much for supporting this and for joining us. And we look forward to season 2. We'll see you in the next video.